Okay, I'm on camera.
Okay. Doctor Strange. How must a teacher how must a teacher's thinking be altered in order to successfully pursue tech literacy?
How much must teachers' thinking be altered?
How should it be altered?
Oh, how should it be altered?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that there's several key factors that we have to keep in mind. First, we moved into a world which is inside our classroom, or we want to get our classroom outside into the world. So that's a key difference. And now we're able to do it. So teachers need to understand that the world is part of their classroom, and they need to know how to make it a functioning part of their classroom. Number two, I think that we are moving from writing with pencil and paper or keyboards and electronic devices into writing with multimedia. By that I mean that it's not just text, it's text and pictures and motion pictures and graphics and things of that sort. We need to experiment with that and learn how to do it. Number three, I think that every teacher has to alter their thinking about how they deliver instruction. The lectures are out. As far as I'm concerned, what we've got to do is we've got to really figure out how to get people to use technologies to create products. We ought to have a product-based instructional system. So if I had to just sort of quickly summarize it, since you've instructed me to be short and pithy in my remarks, I'd say make it part of the world, make sure that you're writing with multimedia, and make sure that you are moving to a project-based educational system.
Okay. For joining Delicious.
The J, joining. Okay, I got that.
Joining Delicious. First, I just need you to tell me what Delicious is, and then how a teacher can benefit from Delicious, and how you've personally benefited from using Delicious.
Okay, I benefit both professionally and personally. I'll tell you about both of them. And you can cut out the personal to make me shorter if you want. Number one, Delicious is a social bookmarking process, but it doesn't have to be social. It is a way in which you can bookmark anything on the web and find it from any computer on the web. It's sort of like your own filing system. Here's an example. So I'm watching Twitter, and people are giving me all these suggestions of things to look at on the web. I look at them. Some of them I just say, okay, that's it. Not going to bother with it. Some I think, oh, I want to read those later. Don't have time to do it now. So what I will do is I'll go to Delicious and I will put a tag on it. It may be EDM 310. It may be Burp Back Education. It may be must for something that I want to do immediately. But it's a filing system. Later, I can go into Delicious and I can say, okay, let me look at all the things that I put into must and let me read them and get them processed. Let me look at EDM 310, turn them into blog assignments. I can also say to students, oh, you want to be a teacher in the field of history? Look at my collection that I've put into Delicious on history. So you can go into, from any computer in the world, my Delicious file, and you can see what I put into my history file. And that can make it very useful. Now, personally, I use it the same way. So I want to go to France, and I'm looking at places to stay in France. And my wife says, oh, there's this new thing called Gîte. It's really not new, but it's new to her. And there are a lot of houses you can rent, and they're very inexpensive. And I look on the web, and sure enough, she's correct. There are 48,600 of these. Well, how in the world am I going to make a choice? I want to go through them and select them out. So I start, and I mark them, if I really am interested in it, France 10, or France 11, or France 12, whenever we're going to go. And then later, I could go back and see all of those websites that I marked, go to them, and make some intelligent choice. So it's a way to keep track of the web and to sort things out so you can deal with it later. It's also a way to share what you find with other people. And do I like it? I love it. I don't think that I could use the web and Twitter especially without having access to Delicious. Now you asked me something else. What did you ask me?
I don't remember. Hold on,
Justify Delicious? The J was in there somehow.
join Delicious.
Join Delicious. If you haven't joined Delicious yet, be sure you join Delicious.
Very good.
Join Delicious.
I want to do another one. O is for organizing online courses. And since this is basically an online course, I wanted you to elaborate on the benefits of having an online course for your students.
Ooh, wow. I don't like to call this an. What are the benefits of an online course for my students? You know, for a long time I was an opponent of online instruction. I still am not a great enthusiast of it, but I do think that it can be quite useful if used in a different way. So in order to have online instruction that works, you need to incorporate all of the new media. You've got to have video, you've got to have audio, you've got to have text. It can't be just an electronic version of some correspondence course. And unfortunately, I think that when online courses were first started, and to a large extent the way they're still operated, they're operated as sort of electronic correspondence courses. That doesn't do it for me. But if you can deliver the activities via the internet, and if you can engage people over the internet, if they can exchange all sorts of information, media information, then I think that we're moving in the right direction. EDM 310 is really a blended course, and that means that we meet 4 times. But the most important thing is that we have labs. I can't imagine EDM 310 without the labs. I mean, I know some students never come. I don't understand it, but they don't. But that is really key, and that's not really online. That's where so much instruction takes place. One of the difficulties that I have is that I don't get to know the students as well in this setup as I did before. The lab assistants know everybody, and they know them really well. And I know maybe a third of the class fairly well. But there are 2/3 that I might recognize, I might not. And if I do recognize them, I might not know much more about them than the fact that, okay, there is Samantha. You know, you never know. But you wanted a positive statement, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, well, edit it out.
How long are we running? Can I ask you another one? Is it
Sure.
less than 15 minutes?
Now, I'll speak to my agent about how many you can ask me for my fee. But go ahead.
How about E is enhance your curriculum using online internet access? How can you use the internet to enhance your curriculum as a teacher?
Ooh, how can the internet be used to enhance your curriculum? Oh, enormously. I mean, everything, just about, is now online. All information is in all places at all times. Think about that. And one of the things that we have in a curriculum is information, so people can look everything up. In addition, we can communicate with each other. We can communicate with Skype and see and talk to each other free instantly. I mean, that's all over the world. That's a fantastic sort of way to enrich your curriculum. You can also comment on blogs. My goodness, I can't imagine EDM 310 without blogs and commenting on blogs and commenting on kids' blogs and commenting on teachers' blogs and commenting on classmates' blogs and commenting and commenting and commenting and commenting and commenting. But that's really an important part of enriching the curriculum. So I will comment on the curriculum by saying be sure to include commenting on blogs as part of it. How about that for double C's and triple C's?
And what time are we running on?
What kind of what?
What time are we on there? Because it has to be less than 15 minutes to put on YouTube.
9:42.
Okay.
Are you going to edit this down?
Yeah. I was going to do it to my computer. I was going to do it to my editor. N is network with other educators online. Can you explain a little bit about why it's important to network with other educators? and to have that kind of connection with them and how
We
it
learn
can be.
from them. Why do we network with other educators? We learn from them. I mean, I could not have organized EDM 310 like I have it now without having contacted accidentally Mr. Chamberlain in Missouri and Dorothy Burt in New Zealand and on and on and on and on. I mean, there have been really important people that I have located and networked with that have changed EDM 310, all for the better. So it's a critical part of the whole process to learn from each other. So why do we network? To learn.
Very good. That's good. We got you in a lot of them, but that's good.